Hey everyone! In this video, we are going to talk about what you want to do if you want to start running. So, you've thought about it for a while. Maybe it's on your wish list, bucket list, whatever you want to call it. Maybe you have people in your life that are runners and you're like, I want to try that, but how do I actually get started? Well, anyone can be a runner. Anyone really can be a runner. You just basically have to take that first step. I wholeheartedly believe that anyone can be a runner. Running is just fantastic. Not only are there physical health benefits to it, but there are also mental, social, and emotional health benefits to it as well. So we're going to talk about four things that you need to think about when you want to start running, and stuff that you have to take into account when you want to start running. So the first one that you want to think about is the reason why. What is the reason why you want to start running? So it could be that you want to feel healthier, or you have seen a Run Disney event and you've seen people do the Dopey challenge, or they've done a marathon and you're like, I really want to do that too. That looks like so much fun. I want to try that. Or maybe it's, you know, someone who started running and they're talking about how much better they feel about themselves, or that they were able to kind of work through anything that was going on in their lives, that maybe they had some stress, maybe some anxiety, maybe someone just had a baby and that's a way that they want to feel healthier and feel more in tune with their body by going out for a run and starting running or running a race. So you need to find out your why, because if you don't have a reason why you want to run, it's not going to be that much fun. It isn't. You have to really feel motivated to go running. You have to understand what you want to do, because when you're hitting those long miles and say it's like 90 degrees outside with like 95% humidity, and the air feels like soup, and you're like, why am I doing this to myself? You have to keep going back to that why. That's going to be what gets you out the door every single day, or every other day, or whenever it is that you're going to be running. Now, the next thing that you want to figure out, after you figure out your why, is the next thing that you want to think about is your nutrition and your hydration. So nutrition is very, very key. You need to fuel your body. So we're going to be going into nutrition deeper down the line. There's going to be more videos about nutrition. But you want to fuel your body. Your body needs food. It needs calories. It needs energy to just basically exist. And then you're going to throw running on top of that. Yes, you definitely need some food in your system. So you want to start looking at how do you feel about eating food before you go running? How are you going to feel about eating food after you go running, about properly refueling your body after you go running? And we're also going to get into some details on, like, if you're going to be consuming like those gel packs or instant carbohydrate sources while you're running, if you're going for long distance runs. We'll talk about that as well. And hydration. People always talk about like, oh, I'll just drink water when I get back from my run. You know, like, you need to be like hydrated before you go for your run, so you're not, you know, petering out like after only running for like 15 minutes. You're like, I need something in my body. And yes, you can bring water bottles with you, but pre-running hydration is definitely key. You want to make sure that you are constantly drinking water throughout the day. You may notice that increasing your water intake, that you may find yourself running to the bathroom a little bit more often. And while you could say that that makes you a runner, that doesn't like officially make you a runner. So you need to pay attention to that. Start increasing your water intake maybe a few weeks before you start running, so that way you're used to holding that amount of water in your body. That way it's not as uncomfortable for you every time you start drinking water, because you're like, oh my gosh, I have to go. And your body's going to get used to that, because our bodies thrive on water. We need water. We can't just hydrate ourselves with iced coffee. As much as I wish I could just live off of iced coffee, no, you have to have water. The third thing that you want to think about, or the next thing that you want to think about after you talk about nutrition and hydration and you know your why, now you want to talk about what shoes are you going to wear. Are you going to go running in flip-flops? No. There is a video out there of a guy running a marathon in Crocs, and it is one of the most amusing things to watch. it's not healthy. It's not good for you. It's not comfortable for you. It's not going to be great. So we're going to be diving in more videos on the different type of running shoes that are out there. Do you like something that is a little bit more lower to the ground, or do you like something with a lot of cushioning to it? I've noticed that as I get older, I also have 2 children, and I've noticed that my running shoe needs have changed over the years. You know, when I was in my 20s and you know, I could exist on maybe 4 hours of sleep and be running around like a wild person, I could have like a very basic running shoe. Now that I am putting in some more miles and putting in more serious distances out there, I find that my body's getting older. It has also changed since having 2 children. I need a thicker sole for my running shoe, and that's totally fine. So we will be going into different types of running shoes as well. And then the last thing that you want to think about when you want to start running is what races you want to do. Maybe your why of why you're starting running is that you just want to feel healthier, and you just want to maybe join a friend on their weekend runs that they do, or your significant other, your partner has started running and you want to join in with them as well, just so you can share a hobby with them. Or maybe it's like, you know, I want to sign up for the Disney Marathon, the Dopey Challenge, or I want to run a turkey trot, or I want to do the 12 Ks of Christmas, the Run Disney virtual event that they're having in December. Maybe that's something that you want to do. So if you find out that there's like a specific race that you want to do, you want to make sure that you're planning backwards for it and you have an actual plan for your running. You can't just kind of walk out the door and just be like, yeah, today I'm going to run 7 miles when you've like never run before. Like, that's not going to feel good on your body, and it's not going to sustain you for you to become a consistent runner. You're going to want to make sure that you have a plan in action. So say that you decide that you want to run a turkey trot. So a turkey trot happens on the day of Thanksgiving, and it's a 5K most of the time. So you want to sign up for your local turkey trot, and you realize that that is 3 months away. And so you come up with a game plan. You say, okay, I need to make sure that I'm running 3.1 miles by the turkey trot day. So a 5K is 3.1 miles. So then you just slowly decrease it from there, and you can come up with a game plan. So maybe you start off running only 2 days a week, and you start off saying, okay, I'm going to leave the house and run for 15 minutes. And when I say run, maybe it's you're walking for a minute, running for a minute, walking for 5 minutes, running for a minute, whatever it may be, but you're out consistently for the amount of time that you've said that you said that you can. And as you feel more comfortable doing more running than walking, then you can put some distances on there, like distance milestones for you. So you say 2 months out from the turkey trot, you want to be able to run 1 mile consistently where you don't have to stop. That you are running a solid pace, you feel good, your lungs feel good, your body feels good, your legs feel good, your mind feels good, you feel accomplished being able to run 1 mile straight, and that feels great for you. And then maybe you make it the goal that you can, now 1 month away from the turkey trot, that you can run 2 miles straight without stopping, without having to walk, and that makes you feel good, and you can have a conversation with someone while you are running that you're not feeling like you're gasping for breath. And then maybe it's when you get to that turkey trot time, you know, you're slowly increasing your distance, so that way you're peaking at the turkey trot dates where you are able to run 3.1 miles consistently. And then as you get more familiar with races and more comfortable with races, that's when you can start increasing your pace, and you can start working on speed work with your runs. But anyone can be a runner. You can just step out the door, put on your sneakers, and go for a run, and you are a runner. That's it. It's not really that complicated. Now you may be asking yourself, why should I listen to this person? Why should I watch this video? What are they going to teach me about running that I don't already know or that I can read about? Well, I have a lot of fancy-dancy credentials after my name, but basically I have been in the fitness industry for the past 14 years. I am also a strength and conditioning coach. I am a sports nutritionist. I'm also an Olympic weightlifting coach, and I am a yoga teacher as well. So there's a lot of fun things that I do on my day-to-day surrounding fitness, surrounding wellness, And I'm just excited to be able to share that with all of you. So make sure that you hit the like button and the subscribe button and follow along for our next set of videos.